But no, that's I mean, it's been awesome to kind of see how well you've taken to working here too. Like, this is not an easy job for anybody. Just sending out updates sounds easy, and sending emails, but it's not at all.
No, I mean, I've had to go in and make a couple corrections today.
Yeah, and especially with intensity rises, you get more busy as the day goes on. You got to be quicker, you got to be faster, you got to be in tune, and it's hard. Like, I mean, I've trained it now with you as well, and it's tough.
Yeah, definitely today I've had to, there's been a couple times where I've been I got to take a step back and just kind of make sure I'm reading the board correctly before I go in and send out these emails.
Right.
I can send out those updates and then making sure I'm updating the right sheet and all that.
Exactly.
Just little things where you got to take a step back and just
breathe.
Because Justin, I can go 1,000 miles an hour and just not realize what I'm doing.
Right. And see, for me, I'm the opposite. I can just slow down, just by telling myself, look, dude, relax for a second, and then I will see everything so slow.
I'm shaking my hands because I can't even think about living like that.
See, I love it. I love it because time slows down for me, and I just get to relax and enjoy it a lot more. But you're enjoying it by going, getting
Correct.
Everything that you
Correct.
got.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
So there's two different ways that we see enjoyment, I guess, in that sense.
Correct. What we've been talking about here, and everybody's going to contribute to that, is the success. Right. What we determine as a successful day, and we're both achieving that, but we're going in two different ways to meet our destination that we have, and the goal is it lines up with the Packway. So, quick question for you: what about the people you had a chance to interact with at Elite? What do you think about that? I got a few questions.
I'm
go
ahead. Sorry. When you say people, you mean us, or do you mean
yes?
Customers?
Good point. So, starting with the pack at Elite,
I'm enjoying
the
it so
pack
far.
members.
I'm enjoying getting to know everybody. I've been working a lot with Rohan, especially when having to help out with local and stuff like that. So getting to work with them.
Just a tad there, buddy.
Just one bit's a little closer.
I know I want to spin around too.
Oh, I know you do. I see it all the time.
I know how
I got that ADHD. I can't keep still. But no, working with Rohan.
This business is made perfect for you then.
But no, working with Rohan's been fun. I haven't worked with as much with the exception of the first day, but it's been good kind of getting to work with him and getting to know him a lot. I've been working with Rachel a good bit. Rachel was the one that I had to train with on the first day, so getting all that experience in was awesome. And then working with Zach, working with you. I've enjoyed
Can't leave me out, dude.
He was just going to leave you out there.
He was, yeah. I was really seeing
no, but
it.
overall, good
group
I
saved
people.
myself. I tied you back in there. But no, I've gotten to enjoy working with everybody so far.
That's good.
What? Good. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's one thing. That's why I brought up the compass earlier with the two people in each spot. You're guaranteed to like somebody at least.
Right.
I mean, you got such a good chance that we're not hiring 10 Northeast guys and 4 Southwest guys. If it's that big of a difference on each side, and we didn't even do that intentionally. I say we, like I did it. You didn't even do that intentionally.
Not intentionally compass driven, but there was some intent behind bringing the right people in. I mean, that's part of the hiring process we've talked about on some of the other videos.
Right.
And we talked to you about that a little bit. Our process in which we approach things. So there was some intent, not knowingly specifically Southeast versus Northeast concept.
I would say intent with the compass.
Correct.
That wasn't
but it's definitely part of something we're looking at bringing in to help justify decisions which way to go.
Right.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
It helps build the relationship to get to know who you are if I don't know who you are.
Right.
That's what we found as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of worked out in the sense that everyone knew who I was, and generally we didn't need the compass to tell it that.
But you still went through that process, though.
I did, and it answered a lot of questions that we may have had, like why you and I don't see eye to eye. I mean, besides other reasons, whether it just be in the office talking.
Right.
You may be saying something that I just am not clicking with.
Oh, it's helped me drastically to understand
that. Because we're across the compass, we're not near each other.
Oh, yeah, it's helped me drastically. I mean, if I'm not growing every day and continuing to learn, then I'm not helping anybody around here. So it's definitely helped me for sure.
Right. Something else, now that I think about it, I am Southwest. I love Southwest Chipotle sauce,
So,
and it adds up like anything of that kind of food.
what about ranch though? You like ranch too? So
I do
where's that?
kind of like ranch.
Like ranch at the Southwest?
Yeah, like a kind of similar thing. Yeah. And think about
Sorry.
it. You like
Just
blue
going
crabs a
everywhere.
lot. Where are the blue crabs from?
Northeast. Look at that.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
We need to
right?
do a food choice next,
Yeah,
and then
see?
put it in the compass and see if it adds up.
Exactly. See how this is working? Like this is exactly as intended. But no, I mean that's awesome that you've enjoyed it so far, man. Like we couldn't ask for anything better for sure. With how much you've adapted so well
I
and how
appreciate
much
that.
everyone has worked with you. I mean, not that I would say anything bad about you, but no one has anything bad to say. Like you are.
That's
like,
good
You've
to
been
hear.
great. You've been great for sure. Did you have something to say?
Yeah. So, what about the process of which we kind of work with at the company that you've had a chance? We call it the pack way, kind of like our guidelines and stuff. What about that in relationship to how you see us interact and how all the pack members and all the team members kind of go and take on the day? And what do you think? What are just any general thoughts about the process itself?
I like the fact that everyone's just kind of in it together. It's just if Rohan's all of a sudden freaking out and having to go out, and help out with pallets, like Rachel on a dime is at the dispatch board ready to go and get things handled.
So would you
We're
say
all
that's a pivot?
It's a good pivot, and everyone's just kind of there to pick each other up,
Awesome.
that kind of thing.
Keeping peace and chaos.
Yes.
Or how
For sure.
crazy everyone is when we walk through the door. Like high energy. Like
Oh, yeah.
no one comes in and it's just like
No.
like everyone's like, morning. What's
That's a
going
good
on?
point.
And it's kind of crazy. You're like, dude.
Everybody's
I
ready
am
to
in a
fire it up for the
madhouse.
day.
Yeah, you're like, I'm in a madhouse. Who is happy? Why are we happy? Like, what is going on here? But no, that it's true. Like, and that's something that I try to do for sure is to just come in and be like, it's a new day. Whatever happened yesterday, whatever happened this morning, doesn't really matter because I'm coming in today and we're gonna achieve whatever we gotta achieve. Is gonna be successful.
Right.
Whatever my definition of success is, that's what I'm shooting for. And then I also know as a group, as a team, what we're shooting for too.
Right.
And I'm sure when you wake up in the morning, you come here, you're probably thinking the same thing. And whenever the internship's over, I'm sure you've probably taken a lot as well from just what everyone else has kind of been like here.
Oh, yeah, just
you have an
everything.
expectation now, and I know for me, for sure, ever since I've kind of grown up in a sense and started, an actual job here and not just work the polo, my expectations for people are a lot higher, and I find myself like asking why so much complaining, why so much
Your standards are raising up, and you
Yeah.
want to be surrounded by those that have a similar belief system, a similar standard of which they operate and live their life by. And then we're all driven there. We might be driven there slow or fast paced, but we're all driven to basically really love, serve, and care for others.
Right.
And so that's at the highest level which we can bring.
right.
Absolutely.
And we're like, we think we like to be lazy, but we don't really like to be lazy. Just every now and then,
Yeah.
we like to know we have
My
the choice
Saturdays
to be.
are great.
We like the choice to be lazy,
Right.
but the actual process of being lazy and sitting around doing nothing. I mean, you work 12 days straight? You said.
Yeah, I
and
worked
so
12 days straight. Now,
that
I was glad to get
choice
that Saturday and
wa-
Sunday
was
off.
enjoyable.
Right.
But if you sat there for 12 days, then you'd be driving yourself nuts.
Oh, yeah.
A lot quicker than what you are just getting the rest.
Oh yeah, even that Saturday that I had off, I couldn't sit still and just lay on the couch. I was like, I need something to do, so I went. And took
But
the
it's
dad's
the
off
it's
and
the
went
things you
out.
wanted to do though. It wasn't have to work to pay
Right.
bills, quote unquote. But when we flip that switch around here, then we set our standards and then we start outperforming everything.
Right.
And not to
What kind-
derail the conversation, but I know a guy who runs a journalism publication in Counter Strike. Something I was super invested in for a while, and it's a regional based thing. And I had a conversation with him. He's just like, it's so hard to do some of the things that you're telling me to do, just because we don't have the personnel and the regional personnel to do it. And I said, look, dude, everything's hard. There's nothing that's easy that you want to get done. If you want to be successful, you have to make it tough. And if you don't want to make it tough and you don't want to make it even tougher than what it already is, how do you expect to go farther? If your goal is to just hit the marks to stay afloat, then
Yeah.
that's on you. I can't change that. And if that's what you want to do, have at it. But if you want to be something better, you don't do it by keeping the same standard over and over again. You have to raise it. You have to put yourself higher.
Right.
And
Do you think you've seen like that what he just said around elite? And
Oh yeah, for sure. And it
awesome.
also ties back to the book club that we had like
That's
last week,
awesome.
and it was talking about like we gotta not have fear of failure and feel of rejection, which is like
Correct.
kind of those things you need to have in order to make sure your business grows.
And that's what Cole, I think, you said it so great is like you have to like put the challenge in front of you so that fear isn't as great because the fear is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to decide like your belief system, your environment, the choices you're going to make are going to drive you through that fear to realize it's not final.
No.
You know, if somebody rejects you, they probably didn't need to be there.
right.
And if you just absolutely failed, then that's a way not to do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, we had that conversation between you and I when I was moving out. Like, I wanted to move to a certain location, and then I've kind of backed myself out of it because it didn't feel right. And then you backed me back into it. Like, dude, it's Truist Park.
Right.
Like, go.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And
fun.
I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not, like, I don't know if I'm ready. And then we just went. And now, like, I find myself, like,
Well,
pushing harder for other things.
It's
right?
funny. We took in all the information, and then we could have just sat there and dwelled on it forever, and then it was a fear, and it was like, you know what? If we fail, we fail. We'll pick it up. We got good information. We got a best call to make here, and you can make 3 calls, but make one.
Right.
Take some action. Get over the fear. See what happens.
Exactly. If you don't just go, then it'll never happen.
Yeah.
No, it's not ignorant. We didn't just say, "Oh yeah, we're just going to show up at, down the street from the Braves Stadium
And
today
just expect
and
to be fine.
Yeah,
All right.
We evaluate everything. So that's in the equation, just in case people want to just go out and just do something stupid after they hear this.
Yeah.
But
For sure. I mean, hey, maybe doing something stupid is what opens the door for somebody. You never know. Not that I'd recommend doing something stupid.
No.
we just try to keep our disclaimers there, and that way we don't get sued or in trouble anywhere. But one last question. So, what about the customers that you've had a chance to interact? You actually had a chance to visit one of them. You had a chance
Are
to
we
kind
name
of.
dropping? No name drops?
Well, we have it normally, so we can generally keep it up.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
No name
No,
drops.
It's up to you if you want. He's got no rules. He's a guest.
but no, it was fun getting to actually like meet the customers. Like definitely put a face behind the name, like that kind of thing. And then everyone I've emailed for the most part, like
Yeah, don't
You-
say anything about the bad ones if they're
They've-
just
no,
tell
for
them
the
the good
most
ones.
part, I haven't really had anything bad to say. I will say pain to deal with.
Wow, there it is. There it is.
So what's the pain on it? Just so we clarify that in case our customer.
It's just
Remember, this has to do with you being hired or not.
mostly having to write up the cover sheets. It's like having
Okay,
to go
so it's
through-
not the customer.
No, it's
No,
not
it's
the,
just
no,
the
it has
process
nothing to do
of
with
which
the
we
customers.
have.
It's the process of like going through the email and finding all the information that I need and like looking at that trying to think the delivery order sheet and having to go
Right.
through and like write it up.
Yeah,
properly.
the way
That's
the
more
way
of
it's presented and the way it comes across.
Yeah.
And everything. And then our process is sometimes archaic, maybe in some senses,
probably.
but it pushes the communication and the visual and the connection that provides the service. There's a certain point that, like, I'll probably never lose that connection, just all data,
Gotcha.
all electronic, because there's something to be said about the value of a relationship.
right.
And so that connection, that putting your hands to it, looking at it, doing something with it, you take ownership more than you don't.
Right.
So, I mean, anybody's ever had cash and spent it, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
When you swipe a card, it doesn't feel near as bad as it being gone because it was never there.
Right.
Yep.
So I don't know. There's a certain value that me putting a K to a response or a thumbs up that's all you can get electronic.
Right.
To actually type a thought and engage in a conversation carries tremendous value. So, anyways,
Yeah.
so the customers overall been pretty solid.
Yeah,
and everything.
and I mean, like I was saying today, like I've had to send out a couple like apologies, let people know, and they've all been. I think like a lot of people realize that I'm one of the newer people here. So
Give you a little grace.
They're giving
I
me the
even
benefit
had-
of the doubt, and they're being like, "No worries, thanks for letting us know that this
That's
needed
all.
to be justified."
For sure, and for sure. And there was actually a customer recently that asked, "Was there a new guy?" And I said, "Yes, there is." They're like, "All right, we just want to make sure because he types just like you, and we didn't know if you were pulling a fast one on us." And I thought that was
That's
pretty
funny. Cole finally wasn't the new guy.
Yeah, I know. I know. You know, I didn't.
So,
No, I mean you were the one who taught me how to write up the emails.
I did,
so.
and I got to admit, hey, they're pretty good emails too, right? I'd say you're getting compliments
Quick
on
and-
it. I'm just
So-
saying.
Quick and to the point.
Yeah.
so you think to kind of bring it all full circle, you think everything between the system itself, the people that are here, the way we operate, the customer's response, you think that brings value as far as you feel like you're bringing value to something each day when you're coming in?
Absolutely. Like I come in pretty much every morning. And I'm pretty excited to get to do what I'm doing.
Cool. Well, it definitely shows, and to add to what Cole's been saying, and I shared it with you. If you were available today, we'd definitely be interested in hiring. So, if you want to offer him a job, there he is. Like we want him to come back when he graduates.
I'll be graduating in May, by the way. So
but
that's when I'll be on the market.
If there's an opportunity that presents him, we'd hate to lose that opportunity, but we'd like to see you do well as well. So,
I'd love to come back here. It'd be awesome. And like I said, once I'm back during Christmas break, I'd love to come back here and keep working with him.
We might see him again, is what he said. Round 2, maybe.
Another 4-week period or however long it is. Well, that's probably longer than that, right?
Well, we know what to do with them, and then we'll see if we can't get them paid every now and then. Maybe somebody give us an extra shipment or two so we can pay Chase.
There we go.
This is the pay
Fork
Chase.
it over, guys.
The pay Chase video.
Fork it over.
I got rent in college to pay for, please.
Yeah. Send it our way. We're ready.
We'll have a EF5 podcast GoFundMe page for Chase.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And when you see Chase that called the Braves game, that's where it went.
Yeah. Donated to the Chase Weber and Cole Taylor Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else anyone wants to add?
Good.
All righty. Well, I guess we out then.
We out.
We out.